Hey, I'm Kev Hillman, and welcome back to MXGP3. Has been an almost perfect season for the Hammer Hillman so far after 4 rounds. Can he continue it in Mexico? As here he goes, qualifying around this Leon circuit. And we've got short gearing. That's the only change I've made to the setup. So let's see what Hillman can do if he continue. It's virtually perfect season so far. 7 out of 8 races he's won. And the other one, he was leading until a couple of corners till the end. Looks like this short game's working though around this circuit. There's just so many corners. Not many rest points. A bit like Argentina. There's all. You can see the straights again filled with mounds. Well, it's very tight as well. It's a bit like that middle section of Argentina, but for the whole circuit. It's almost losing it. Let's go for the mounds. I see not much space either side again when you make a mistake. Takes it down to 13 to that right hander. Now this is the trickiest section. You can see you've got a mound right in the middle there where you don't want it. We're going to negotiate that though, does the Hammer. And now the final couple of corners, big whip. Or scrub should I say. Over that penultimate corner. Now this is the only real stretch you got here of rest time for the riders. As once again, the fastest time in qualifying for the Hillman. Almost 2.5 seconds ahead of Coroni, who's just ahead of Svino Geyser. Then we've got the Frenchman in 4th, Nagel 5th, Kolinov 6th. Then we've got the couple of Belgians 7th, Van Horbreck in 8th, looking to come back after the horror show in Argentina. And Perlin in 9th, and then the Kawasaki ran out the top 10. Is there So in 14th? Snow right at the back. So can the Hammer actually get a good start for once and battle his way to another victory as his skills go up to 79 apart from the rain ability? So looking at the grid for the first time. As we're warming up, strapping in, waiting for the gates to go down. Got 15 seconds to go. Has the next, like the Belgian, got the TV time. So there we go, that's a decent start for once for the Hammer. It's not dropped all the way down to last. It's on the outside heading into that left-hander. The Italian gets the whole shot. On the edges of the top 10 for the Hammer. I should say in the top 10 now. As it seems like that short game's working out really well. Look at all those scrubs over that jump. And just like we got the KTM right in front. And the Hammer trying to sneak down the inside. And oh! What happened there? As Van Horbeck has gone down again. Oh, the Belgian just not getting any luck at the moment. This Hammer in 7th though. They're going to jump over a couple of riders and gets into the top 5. Looks like the leader's trying to make a break for it though in front. Oh, the Hammer goes wide into the bell. So now he does have to do it from last. With 4.5 laps to go. Let's see how far he can get up the order. Just wants to give himself a challenge, doesn't he, this season? He made loads of mistakes in Argentina. And he started off with a couple here. Which is not good as all. Kawasaki down. Oh, and Koldenoff is down as well on the KTM. Hammer already back up to 13th in the space of a couple of corners. I think those falls may have slowed down a couple of riders. Takes a very outside line there, getting a good run down this straight with the short gearing. He needs that acceleration. Needs to carry that speed. Goes on to the second lap. Up into 12th. And oh! The Russian! Goes down on the inside. That's all getting punted by 11. Stammer makes it through the left-hander. As he's done half the job now, up to 11th. Just got 10 more to go. 9 more to go. As he's up into the top 10. And oh, the Italian is down. Oh, someone else almost down in front. The Hammer has to slow down to almost a stop. So he's brought back outside the top 10. That might be only temporary. And it is. Back up into 10th. Now he's got some harder passes to go now, as they're kind of spreading out in front. No, so tougher riders to pass because a bit higher quality as well within the bottom half of the field. Let's see what they can do though. They can hold off the Hammer from another victory. Keep this championship alive slightly. No, they can't. The Belgium has gone off from 7th. Oh, and another Belgium's gone down. All the Belgiums are going down. Apart from the one on the Kawasaki's. Oh, the Hammer goes into the crowd. Talk about wanting to get close to the action. That's a bit too close. As he drops back to 8th. Once again, not having a lap without a mistake. Let's see if we can do that on this 3rd lap. There's not got much time left to be challenging for a win. That's all that flag guy's very enthusiastic on the inside there waving that flag. We can see the top 7 in front. Thought it'd be more spread out, but it looks like they've closed up once again. Let's go for the right hander, just about sticking the apex of that corner. Oh, gives the rider in front a nudge, gets by. Anyway, works for the Hammer. So go into the hairpin, into the left hander, get a good exit. It's short gearing. Looks really well round here. Get into the top 5. You can virtually have Broden right in front. Up into 4th. And looks like it's Nago who's got that podium at the moment. So who's leading? Is it the Frenchman? Or is it the Italian? It's all through the ruts. You can see they're really starting to... Oh, and the leader goes off. It was the Swiss rider. And so now we've got a battle for the lead once again between the German and the Hammer. Hammer seems to be winning so far all the battles, and he's doing it once again, is he? Runs slightly wide on the exit. So Hasfire and Honda side by side going on to the penultimate lap of the race for once. A lap without mistake for the Hammer though, and he gets pushed wide as his teammate crashes. So down to 3rd. Oh, and the Italian's down as well. 4th is a cursed spot to be in, it looks like at the moment. Well, there's only one position that Hillman cares about, and he's going for it down the inside. Oh, he's being pushed wide by the Frenchman. Which means the German's gone wide as well. But he takes the lead from the Yamaha, it looks like. So only took 2.5 laps, or 3 laps should I say, from last to first for the Hammer. Well, he's making less mistakes in Argentina. That's the key point about this race compared to that. Now, they're making mistakes on the opening lap. It's able to charge through. Now, of course, in Argentina, he was always in the lead, so it didn't matter as much. But still, he's tightening it up. Goes into the hairpin, that right, not quite hairpin, but very tight corner. Then this section, which seem to be claiming loads of riders, but not the Hammer. As he just have one lap to go. It's claiming the Russian again from 11th. He was in 11th for last time, wasn't he, as well? So he just worked his way back up to that position, and then he goes down again. As almost into the 36s. For our leader, once again, number 27. It's unbeatable. So they definitely haven't improved the opponent difficulty. I guess in subsequent practice, just fixed a couple of things, then moved on quickly. Did Milestone on to the next game. It was MotoGP 17, I think. And they've been working on gravel for a long time as well. And then moving on to probably the next game that's coming out very shortly, a Supercross game as well. That's why we're back on MXGP3 to get warmed up for that game. Can't wait for it. Try a different type of motocross. Supercross. A bit like this with loads of mounds. Mad main circuits though, in stadiums, so you have the crowd right on top of you. No hiding from making any mistakes. It's a bit like global rallycross is to World Rallycross. That's what Supercross is to MXGP. At least from my kind of uninformed position of it. It says that the Swede down from 7th. That's how everyone is falling. There's been a catastrophe behind. But not for the Hammer, as he really is in space at the moment. As he wins ahead of the German Nagel. Over 6.5 seconds. He keeps that red number plate again. As we have the Frenchman in third. The Swiss rider who led for a long time with that race, who covered to 4th, just missed out on the podium by a few tenths of a second. Then the Kawasaki in the top 5. The Yamaha in 6th. Well done to the Frenchman. He has recovered after a couple rounds ago. He couldn't stop falling. Now look at him. In a race where almost everyone fell. Look at that, the Swede in 11th after that fall on the Suzuki. Still hasn't scored a point. Some things do stay the same. As a perfect start to the weekend. Can he finish it though? The Hammer. As let's see, gets strapped in for the second race. Let's rev up the engine. Let's try and get another good start. That's decent. Similar to his teammate, or the Hammer, who had a very poor start. It's the Italian who gets the whole shot. And see the Hammer on the outside, getting a fantastic run into the left-hander. Look at this, everyone just packed on top of each other. You get some scrubs going on. Nicking for the top 5. Is that against the Frenchman? It is. Important position for the championship. But he's up to 4th already from the back. Again, or near the back. But it's on the outside of the KTM net. That's not the good place to be. Oh, landed on top of them. He's down, the Hammer. Of course, someone else having an issue as well. So Hillman down to 15th. He's got some work to do again in this race. Look at this with the short gearing though. That one change has really helped this bike round here. You can see not the best straight line speed, of course. Being compromised. For the acceleration out of corners. Oh, the Frenchman out from 10th. So is the Belgium. Claimed at that corner. That tricky left-hander. Is he back into the top 5 already? Well, that one change had really helped the bike be very good round it. Only change Hillman needs. He's up to 4th now, as it's like rider ran wide in the first corner. We've seen with this intermediate surface how much just dust has been kicked up. Fantastic physics of that. That's all. Takes a podium spot. Try not to land on the guy. He doesn't, but he runs wide. They're back down to 4th. But look at that fantastic dirt being kicked up in the air. Great kind of physics there from Milestone. Great effect. But he's passed the KTM into the podium. He's going side by side. 4 seconds. And so halfway through the second lap. Oh, he's into a beautiful rhythm. Damn, I don't. Won't be stopping him over those mounds. Up into second. Just one more guy to beat. Is it Nagel once again? Doesn't look like it. As he's been pushed right by the Kawasaki. Just holds on though. No, he doesn't. He's been claimed at that corner. Drops down to 9th. Just as he got the lead. He let it slip away. Oh, and now he can't even land the scrub. Outside the top 10, down to 30th. He's got it all to do in these last 3 laps. Let's see if he can do it. First, he's got to take a tight line there to get down the inside. I believe this is the Yamaha. Holds it round the outside. He's been kind of punted in, it's like through the corner. But up into 12th. So this is a Hammer really under pressure for once this season. To try and get this victory. Let's see how he responds. He's already chasing the top 10. Runs wide though in that right-hander again. As here comes the Kawasaki. Got to just be calmer going into that right-hander. For the next 2 laps. That's a massive jump. And now we go into his favourite set of mounds. He seems very good. Has this fantastic rhythm over these. Looking at he's gaining on the top 10. Not close enough to make a move though. He broke 60 miles per hour. And the leader's down at that corner again. So he's second. Unbelievable. Again, those corners just consistent. Been claiming victims this race. Looks like the top 10 for Hillman, but he's landed very roughly there. So going on to the penultimate lap of the race, he's in 12th. He has some work to do. He can't even get past 10th and 11th. He's tried. As they're starting to close up in it, it's like in front, which may be helpful. They are. Is it a good scrub? Oh, he lands on someone again! Just as he tries to get into 11th. What is going on this race? I talked about in the first race he's making less mistakes, which is very good. Now he's making them all the time. He gets into 14th. Almost lose the bikes again. Up into 13th. He's pushing like a hell. With ruts developed as well. Should help with the rhythm. And the line through a couple of corners as he back up into 12th, his favourite position this race. Tried to go flat out through that left hand, about to brake. Because the rear end was not biting at all. Now into these set of corners. Oh, they're running wide in front. Really had to slow down to avoid a couple of riders, did Hillman. As all town these down. As he's back into the top 10. No scrubbing over this jump. He's learnt. He's up into 9th. So going on to the final lap. Can Hillman get a top 5? And maintain that record at least of always getting a top 5. This is Nagel, the arch nemesis. He wants a bit of a battle. And that's forced Hillman into a mistake. Down outside the top 10, but just temporary. Back into 9th. No, he's into the sign. What are you doing this race, Hillman? He has not gone a lap without crashing out. He has been abysmal this race. Maybe just being too confident after another victory in the first race. And he lands on someone once again and just about holds on. Seriously, if these riders still don't have concussions after this race, after being landed on by Hillman, nothing will cause them. As all the Russians down from second, aiming for his first podium of the season. He's down and out. As all a number of riders have issues. Now we're going for a top 15. As the Kawasaki wins. But where will Hillman finish? It will be 14th. After a dreadful race. His first finish outside the top 10. So in the end, the Kawasaki won by 5 seconds ahead of the Italian. The Russians still grabbed the podium though, by half a second ahead of Colin Hoff. As Van Horbeek in the top 5 in his Yamaha. Good redemption for the Belgium after the last couple of races. You got the Swiss rider in 7th, and you got the Frenchman in 7th, taking some points off Hillman. This race with Slovenian in 8th, Belgian in 9th. Tommy Sowell gets the top 10 ahead of Nagel. As there's Hillman down in 14th, as Alex Snow once again still not scoring points, though, despite all of the incidents from that race. So Hillman down in 5th with 32 points. He loses 9 points to the Kawasaki rider, Desali, the Belgium, who won that second race. But only loses 2 points to the Frenchman overall from the weekend. As right at the back, it is Snow, the only rider not to score this weekend. As I'm looking at, even the Swede managed to score in both races with 13 points in 15th. So Hillman leads the championship by just 49 points now. I don't know how he'll cope. Ahead of the Frenchman with a 16-point gap back to the Slovenian, who's tied in points with Nagel. Then we got Caroni in 5th ahead of Colin Hoff. And there's the Belgian up to 7th, 10 points ahead of the Swiss rider. Round out the top 10 is the Russian after that podium, a single point behind Van Horbeek. And then further down there is Snow way adrift at the bottom. And so is the Swede as well, actually, 18 points behind the Frenchman. Had a very good result in the first race here. As the Rider Challenge was not completed, so wasn't a race of jet to reputations going down the pan. But the skills are still going up, though, into the 80s now for braking, front management and control. So can Hamo recover from that second race in Latvia and the Kelgums track? A very sandy surface again, but it's a bit harder than the Netherlands track we visited for the third round. As that did 6th round, it's a very tricky track. You've got some tight corners, but then some good fast sections as well that should suit Hillman. So let's see what he can do. Can he achieve 47 points and beat the Frenchman next time out? Find out then. South Fortune, I'll see you next time.